Well, when it rains, it pours. At least for Activision it does, because they just keep getting hit. Out of everything that has been happening towards the end of the year up to the beginning of this year, Activision just keeps getting hit with one thing after another. Their shares keep falling, and it's looking kind of grim, maybe. But anyway, so what happened? Apparently, some law firm is now investigating claims on behalf of investors of Activision Blizzard. That's right, it's the Activision Blizzard portion of the company with everything that's been going on. Apparently, Pomerantz LLP, if I said that correctly, is investigating claims on behalf of investors of Activision Blizzard. But apparently, that's what's happening. On January 11th this year, the company disclosed that it would be separating from its design and development partner Bungie, which is why it's easier for Bungie to separate from Activision than it would be for Blizzard. But and that Bungie would now assume full publishing rights and responsibilities over the Destiny franchise. Bungie has developed the Destiny franchise with Activision as a publisher, and the first 5 days of the Destiny's franchise released, it sold about 25 million, I believe. 25 million, I think. Yeah, that's right. At retail. Following this announcement, the Activision stock price fell sharply during end-of-day trading. During the end-of-day trading on January 11th. And it did. It fell like a good chunk. It started to come up. I think it was coming up into like the 50-somethings. Because before all this started, I think it was up in the 80s, if I remember correctly, and it's fallen about 50% since then. So it's now in the 40-sums a share. It started to come up to 50, and then Bungie and, Activision split, and then it dropped back down by like $5 or so a share, 5 or 10, something like that. And they just can't catch a break. The Pomerantz, that's what I'm just going to call, because I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, firm with offices in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Paris is acknowledged as one of the primary firms in the area of corporate securities and antitrust class legislation. And yeah, they're looking for investors to join in on a class action lawsuit. What exactly does this mean? Probably nothing, to be totally honest. This is just a law firm that looks like it's trying to capitalize on the fact that, quite frankly, Activision is having a horrible time at this moment. Or ActiViz is having a horrible time because, if we break this all down, you've got Activision Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, which is their little joint thing, and then you had Activision Bungie, where they were sort of a partner type thing, but Bungie is now separated from that because they needed a publisher for Destiny, because I assume Microsoft just didn't want to take that risk, especially since Halo does so good. They probably wanted them to keep doing that. If I remember correctly, Bungie pretty much said, they were done with the Halo franchise. They wanted to do something new. That's why I went to 343. And of course, isn't as great anymore because essentially the franchise was done when Bungie was done with it. They did everything they wanted to with it. So, take that as you will. But as for this lawsuit, I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. What it is, it seems more like that they're fishing for investors to go, yeah, let's get in on this, because, if we're talking about security and antitrust and other things, at this point, usually a government entity would be involved in something like this. Starts with a C, can't remember what it's called right now, but anyway, they would normally be involved in something like this, and I haven't heard or seen anything of them being involved in this. Just this law firm that pretty much partakes in this sort of thing, especially in the class action suit sort of thing, and with what's been going on with Activision Blizzard. You know, you've got BFA, Immortals, the loss of a couple of CFOs, the loss of the CEO, Morheim, stepping down to the advisory position that, of course, was formed just for him, and then, you know, reports of him leaving August of this year. He's just going to be done with the company at that point. The push towards mobile and the push towards China, which of course means they're having to retroactively fit everything, or not retroactively, but everything new they do has to be sort of toned down for the China market, which is why, you know, Immortals is fun for the whole family instead of its standard, you know, mature or teen rated thing that normally a Diablo game would be rated. But yeah, as for that, you've also got like the 100+ employees that had a very good severance package who volunteered to leave, and just one thing after another when it comes to just Activision Blizzard alone, not taking into all the other stuff that, you know, Activision has gotten in trouble with as well. So, you know, it really does look like that this is just a law firm trying to jump in on the action and go, look, you know, they're having a hard time as it is. I bet there's something here. If we can say we're investigating them and get some people to join in, well, maybe we'll find something, and worst case scenario, maybe they settle, you know, with whatever we've got going on, because generally it's cheaper to settle anything, especially a class action, than it would be to just straight up fight it in court. But time will tell. What do you think? Do you think this is going to be just another huge blow to Activision? Do you think they're going to shrug this one off? These are things I'd like to know down in the comments below. Until then, I will talk to you later. See ya.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.